Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. And today, Eiffel store, let's make that, and we're going to use the largest tree. Because there's so many in this set, I figured I'd start with the biggest one first. So that's what we're going to do today. And you need to cut 6 if you're going to make this. And that's what I have done. Right, what else are we using? We're using some glue. I've also put some of this glue into here because I can actually see this, whereas I can't always find the hole putting that back in, but it is great glue. So that's off to the side. To go with my 6 die cuts, I'm going to be using my little scoreboard, and I'm also going to be using my bauble twine because we're going to be making a stand-up and decorated tree. Now, I love these baubles. I've had them for years. I know that I've lost a couple out of them, and I'll just have to try and hide those. They're somewhere on my desk, I'm sure. Right, so cutting 6, and the easiest way to do it, this is in my hand here, is 3. So I've got 3, and I've put them all together, and I've got a little scoreboard, which is right here. And one of the easiest ways, take your fluff off your card first, is to line it up to find your centre. Right, this is my centre here. I hope you can see that. And by going down through all 3, for me personally, I just get a more accurate guideline then for when I take the top one off. You can see I've got a guideline there, so that one's alright. And then if I look under there, oh yes, I've got another one. So right, now all we need to do is fold these in half right along the line that we created. So you can just tease them to begin with. I'm somebody who's quite naughty in my professionalism, and I don't always use my bone folder, and you should, because you get a nice finish when you do it like this. So that's one. Fold that over. And I hope everyone is going to have a wonderful day today. I'm getting some more plant starts in the ground. I'm growing kohlrabi. Never eaten it before. Everybody says it tastes like broccoli stems. Who knows? I'll let you know. And my tangerines are ripening up lovely on the tree. I go out there every day and they're more and more orange every day. I'll have to get to those before my husband does, because he's like that, you know. I'll go out to the fig tree and I think, ooh, we've got some figs, I can pick those, but no. Hubby pulls up from work and that's the first thing he sees, and they go straight into his mouth. Right, so that's 3 and they're done. And now I'm going to get rid of my scoreboard. So this is a great little scoreboard. I got it from, I think it was Tuesday morning, when we still had a Tuesday morning. I'm not sure, but I think they're all gone now, aren't they? And when I line this up correctly, you can see your score tool, it stores on the top. And I'm pretty sure this one is a We Are Memory Keepers, but it's such a cute size for the shelf. Right, so once you've got your 3 and you've got them scored, we are going to go down with a bead of glue. You can just open them up once you've got them scored like that and pop them down flat. So as I say, what we're making is a standing up tree. So I'm just going to go straight down my score line, and hopefully I can see it, with some glue. Now the only problem when you load this glue, because it is really good quality and quite thick, is that it can be a little bit hard to squeeze out of one of these types of bottles, because it's got such a nice consistency. And then you take another tree and you glue it on top. Now what you need to do, obviously, before it's stuck down, is make sure your tree is lined up nice and straight. And that's it. And then just go straight down the middle. I'm going to do the exact same thing and stick that on top and be back. Right, so I've glued those and I've done all 6 pieces, and you can see, because you've only got glue down the edges, it's going to fluff up. Now I'm pretty sure people have seen this done with pumpkins and all sorts of things, and what I'm hoping is that this tree has got the right kind of curvature on it to stand up all on its own. So, you know, once it's dry, just go around and fluff it and move it where you want it. Now, the next thing we need to do is, because I want to wrap twine around it, and it's attached to a reel, and I don't know how much of that I'm going to use yet, so I'm just going to untwine it, stand it over on my desk, and I've just found a spare bulb actually. There it is. I'm just going to push it back in. So you can change the colours around on these because they pop out, but when you're doing it, make sure you're sticking it in. Right, so I've got my twine, and I'm going to use tape for this, so Alina craft tape, and I'm just going to cut a piece off that's going to hold that twine down inside while I glue it. So I'm just getting my edge here, and I'm going to start at the top. So we're going to have a little bulb sticking out there. I need to just get this straight. Right, that's going to hold that in place while I pop some glue in. I hope that you can see that. I'm going to move it up a bit now. And now I'm going to go all the way around with some glue from my bigger bottle, because it tends to come out a lot thicker. So going down here, also going around there. Okay, you can put a squiggle in the middle if you want to. I'm just finding my glue hole. And now we're going to move this other one over. So we want it to line up. I'm looking down at the bottom because that's what I can see at the moment. And I'm going there. Right, I'm going to hold my hand on this for a couple of seconds and I'll be right back. Right, so that's glued, and the next thing you want to do is just go around and separate your layers. Now, this is the one where we stuck two together, so it's quite solid, but you just need to hold it up in the air and just fluff your panels up. Now, there's something, look, it's come unglued. So my art glitter glue has come unglued. Now I will say there is a huge amount of humidity here today, so I'm just going to drop some glue down in there. So I'm going to need to flatten that and go down. Could be that I didn't hold it in place long enough, but I don't know. Right, I'm going to hold that and come back. Right, so I've got all my layers fluffed up, and hopefully that's dry. And it looks a bit weird when you're looking down on it, but if I turn it on its side, you can basically see what I mean. Now, because this is attached in here, it means I can now unravel from my spool and start wrapping my Christmas tree. So we can now quite literally just keep turning it, and I will put it on its side in a minute so that you can see exactly how it looks, because we just need to kind of assess how many of these here Christmas lights we need. Because I don't know if you're like me, but so sometimes my Christmas tree can be bare in spots. So I'm just going to go around and around, and while I'm doing it, I'm spreading bits out. Right, I'm going to go for that. So I'm just going to snip that off with my scissors. And like I say, from above, it doesn't look very pretty. but I promise you it is. Now this is quite thick twine, so I'm going to go under there. That's what I'm going to do, and tuck that one into there. Now I really do hope that my camera is going to pick it up as I flip it on its side. But we've got a nice little decorated tree. If you've got little ribbons and stuff like that, you could certainly pop those onto here, and all you've got to do is just like fluff your bits out, your wings. But it does stand up. It's just a shame that my camera angle won't catch it, but it just looks really, really pretty. But you can do that kind of cutting with pumpkins and all sorts of things just to make an ornament. And also, if you wanted to, you could put a piece of ribbon in the top so that you can actually hang it as a decorated ornament. But I just wanted to do it all in white. I'm just going to grab my paper, because when I've got a background, everything kind of shows up a lot better. So I'm just going to slide that in there. That's my trusty old white pen rolling into the picture. But it's just really pretty, and it's such a great size. It is 6.5 inches. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I guess when you've got it up like that, then you're able to see where your wings need to be spread. But it's just really pretty. Let's have a close-up of that. I just love that. And you can get tinsel twine, can't you? I think there's a certain brand that's really, really fine. Now, I do remember getting some off AliExpress. Whether they still do it or not, I don't know. But I know that they used to have it in like pinks and oranges and blacks and stuff like that. If I can find it, I will link it below. But it's just a shame that my camera angle just isn't getting that right. So I'm going to try and get a photo of it, which should appear at the beginning of this video, because it's just lovely. And it stands up, you know, it's not going anywhere. If you wanted to make a base for it, you could just get a strip of card and score it, make a square or a circle, and that's going to stand up on top of it if you wanted a base. But I just apologise that it just doesn't show up very well, but it just looks really pretty. Right, I thank you so much for joining me today, even though my camera's gone all blurred. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And as usual, all links below. Bye.